I just got this isolation transformer. It was from Jamico. It's a GRP 1200. It was $100 delivered. It has two direct outlets and two isolated outlets. The isolated ones are good for 450 VA. We'll open it up and see what we get for our money. All right. There we go. We've got switch, and we've got this must be switched. The direct ones are probably not switched. 7 amp fuse for the isolated ones, and there's a fuse in the back here, 14 amp for, I guess that's right off the main there. Let's we'll take it apart and see what it looks like inside. Get rid of that. Let's see what we got here. Better if I go the right direction. I wanted this isolation transformer so when I use my oscilloscope testing equipment, I don't have to worry about the grounding issue. There we go. Well, it's got a big, not much in here, just a big transformer. This is secondary side here. The doesn't really matter if it's a hot or neutral here. One side's fused here, comes back. So these two are the isolated ones, and these two just go right to the main here. They're all grounded together, and the ground is actually tied to this ground here. So when you plug in this ground here, it is actually tied to the mains ground here. But the two prongs here are isolated. So we'll put it back together, turn it on, and we'll give it a try. I was out of frame a little bit there, so I got in a little closer here. So you can see that this is the secondary side here. This is the isolated side. It goes through a fuse and a switch, comes back on the yellow, goes to one side of the plug here, happens to be on the neutral side, and the other side of the transformer goes directly to the plug here. They linked the two together with a piece of green wire. I guess that's what they had, but you know, it looks good, and the whole thing's grounded here. Both units are grounded, and that's tied to ground over here. So it looks good. So I'm going to put it back together, and we'll test it. All right, let's test the voltage on this thing. This is the direct AC side. Comes right off the mains, and I've got 119 volts, 120 volts from hot to neutral, and from hot to ground I've got 120 volts, and then from the neutral to ground I have nothing. So that's the way it should be. Over on this side I should have 120 volts from hot to neutral. Well, there's no neutral, but from hot to hot there I've got 120 volts, which is good. And then to ground I should have nothing, but I have 120 volts on this side, and on this other side I have about 40 volts. So what's going on here? I've got 120 volts to ground here. Well, this meter here is it's got a high impedance input in it. So there's what they call a ghost voltage. These two coils in here are close together, and there's a capacitance in between them. So we get this false reading here. This ghost voltage is 120 volts, and so that can, can you mess you up? You think this thing's not working properly, but you need a meter with more impedance, low impedance meter, and I've got this meter here. We'll try it. So I'll go from the hot to the ground over here. That shows 25 volts, and go from neutral to ground. It shows about 9 volts. So the impedance on that one is still up. I got one more meter here we'll try. So electricians have meters that they're either switched or have low impedance on them, so you don't get this ghost voltage when you're working on this main stuff. So I'm going to go from across this. I should have 120 volts, and if you can see that on there, I've got 120 volts on this unit. But then when I go to ground, I have nothing. It won't read. There's too much impedance, or very low impedance on this, and it won't read. So as soon as you put a load on this, you won't get that ghost voltage anymore. So that's all it is. It's a ghost voltage that 120 volts. It could mess you up. I could put this right on me, and I'm putting that on my wrist here. And let's see if I plug that. Get this a little bit better. I got 72 volts here, so I'm not passing to. There we go. I'm not passing 72 volts from myself. This is just a ghost voltage. As soon as there's any load on there, that goes away. So anyway, it looks like it's going to work fine. It'll be a good addition to my desk, make it a little safer. So anyway, thank you.